We've got all of these amazing Apple devices ready and waiting to be managed by Jamf School. But how exactly do we get them into Jamf School for management? This is Zach. Let's learn how to set up automated device enrollment in Jamf School. Enrollment is the process of getting a device managed by Jamf School. There are several different ways to accomplish this, but the most common and recommended method is automated device enrollment. With automated device enrollment, any supported devices we buy through Apple's Education channel automatically get added to our Apple School Manager instance. From there, we can create a connection to sync the information from Apple School Manager to Jamf School. Finally, in Jamf School, we create a special automated device enrollment profile that provides enrollment instructions to those devices. With this process in place, when new devices are purchased or existing devices are erased, they will automatically enroll themselves into Jamf School during Setup Assistant. This creates what we call zero-touch enrollment, aptly named as IT admins never have to physically touch a device. Brand new devices, still in the box, can be handed out or even shipped directly to users and automatically enroll themselves when they're turned on for the first time. Before we begin, make sure you have access to your school's Apple School Manager instance. Let's start by creating the integration between Apple School Manager and Jamf School for automated device enrollment. Note, if you've already connected the content token from Apple School Manager for apps and books, this is a different integration. From the Jamf School dashboard, navigate to Organization, Settings, Automated Device Enrollment. Then, click Apple School Manager. These instructions walk us through how to set up the integration. First, click the Download Your Public Key button. Then, click the Apple School Manager link at the top or navigate to school.apple.com in another browser tab. Then, log in. Click your name on the bottom left corner and click Preferences. Next to the Your MDM Servers heading, click Add. Here we're creating a new MDM server connection to integrate with Jamf School. Think of an MDM server connection like a tunnel that allows Apple School Manager and Jamf School to share information about our devices and how they should be enrolled. First, we'll need to name the MDM server. Since multiple MDM servers can be created, it's important to give it a descriptive name. I'm entering Jamf School Training Catalog. Below that, there's a checkbox to allow this server to release devices. Release devices means to remove a device completely from Apple School Manager. Released devices will not be available for enrollment in the future. However, releasing a device does not unenroll it from Jamf School if it has already been enrolled. To learn more about releasing devices, click the Learn More link on the screen. Under MDM Server Settings, we need to upload the public key file we downloaded earlier. Click Upload Certificate, navigate to where the file was downloaded, select it, and click Upload. Then click Save on the bottom right. The MDM server has now been created and we just need to download the server token. Click Download MDM Server Token on the top. Then click Download MDM Server Token. Before we jump back into Jamf School, we have some additional options. Under Default Device Assignment, click Change. Here we can set this MDM server as the default server for any new devices that get added to Apple School Manager. Click Edit, and then select the MDM server you'd like to be the default for each device type. This will only work for new devices added in the future. To learn how to add existing devices in Apple School Manager to this new MDM server, view the link in the resources. Let's head back to the Jamf School tab in our browser. Click and drag the MDM server token file from your downloads onto the box next to Upload Server Token, and click Apply. Once the connection is established, it's displayed with the Managed Apple ID that created the token. We can see the expiration date of a year from today displayed at the bottom. This token can be renewed at any time by re-downloading it from Apple School Manager the same way we just did. Now that the integration is established, the next step is to create an automated device enrollment profile that will provide the configurations devices need to enroll. Navigate to Profiles, Automated Device Enrollment Profiles. Each type of device needs its own profile. Let's add profiles for iOS and macOS. Click iOS. Give it a name. I'm naming mine iOS Enrollment. Below that, we can add support information. This would be the contact information for the person or department at your school who's responsible for Jamf School, in case there are any issues. After that, we can choose how our iOS devices will be named after enrollment using variables. The link below the field will provide a reference list to all possible variables that can be used. If we leave this field blank, devices will use their default names. I'm leaving this blank for now. Next, we have some basic configuration options such as allowing the devices to pair with computers, preventing users from removing the MDM profile, enabling shared iPad, making sure all configurations are installed before leaving Setup Assistant, and configuring an eSIM on cellular devices. I'm leaving these options set to their defaults. Below that, we can choose to allow or disable activation lock on devices. This will prevent activation lock from disabling devices if a user has signed into it with their Apple account. Next, we can choose which parts of Setup Assistant on iOS to show or skip. If we select any of the options on this list, that corresponding item on Setup Assistant will be skipped. I want to make the setup process really quick for my users, so I'm selecting Skip All to the left and deselecting Location Services, since we definitely want them to enable location services right away. Note that this only skips these steps during Setup Assistant. Users are still able to configure these settings later in the Settings app. Until that time, the default settings will be used. Finally, if we want users to authenticate upon enrollment, we can enable that here. This does require an authentication method to be set up within Jamf School. To learn more about setting up authentication methods, view the link in the resources titled Security Management. Once it's configured to your liking, click Save. Now that it's saved, we can come back to these settings at any time and change them for future enrollments. There's one new setting that shows up on this page only after the profile has been saved. Scroll down to the Default Profile section. If we'd like all new iOS devices to be automatically assigned to this profile when they sync in from Apple School Manager, we can select Make this the default profile for iOS devices. Then make sure the correct automated device enrollment integration is selected and click Save again on the bottom right. This will make sure we don't need to manually assign them to this profile every time we buy new devices. The same steps can be followed to make a tvOS or macOS profile. Note that each profile type may have slightly different options. For instance, with macOS profiles, we have the option to immediately enable File Vault, choose what type of account they'll create on the computer, and even create a secondary administrator account for our IT team. Remember to make it the default profile if you'd like future devices to automatically be assigned. Our profiles are set up. The last step is to assign existing devices that have been synced in from Apple School Manager to the automated device enrollment profiles we just made. Navigate to Devices, Automated Device Enrollment. After the integration has been made, this is where devices from Apple School Manager will show up once they've been assigned to the MDM server we created in Apple School Manager. This page syncs with Apple School Manager periodically, so if you don't see your devices here even though you've assigned them to the MDM server correctly, click the Synchronize button in the top right to force a sync. If devices were synced in before we set our automated device enrollment profiles as default, they won't be assigned yet. We can tell whether or not devices are assigned to a profile with the Status column. My iPad here is currently unassigned because it was synced in earlier. Select the checkbox for the device or devices you want to assign, and click Assign Profile. Select the appropriate profile. In this case, I'm selecting my iOS enrollment profile, and click Save. Now that it's assigned, it's ready to enroll. We recommend waiting at least 15 minutes after assigning a device before attempting to enroll it. Let's see what the enrollment experience looks like using a test iPad. For automated device enrollment to take effect, the device needs to be at Setup Assistant. So it either needs to be a brand new device or one that has been freshly erased. My test iPad has been erased and is back to the Hello screen in Setup Assistant. I'm progressing through Setup Assistant and connecting to Wi-Fi. After a few minutes, a remote management screen comes up letting me know that my device will be enrolled. I'm tapping Next, and then the enrollment configuration will be installed. This will usually take a few minutes. Once the configuration has been installed, I see any Setup Assistant panes that I didn't skip in my automated device enrollment profile. In this case, Location Services. I'm enabling Location Services, and then I'm brought right to the home screen. Now my device is managed by Jamf School, and I can start deploying content and configurations. We can double-check management by going into Settings and navigating to General, VPN and Device Management. And there we see our MDM profile. Automated device enrollment makes the process of enrolling devices into Jamf School quick and easy without IT ever having to touch devices. Remember to renew your MDM server token every year to maintain the integration with Apple School Manager. If you already have a recurring calendar appointment set up to renew the Apple Push Certificate and Content Token, you can add this to the list. That's all for automated device enrollment. We'll see you in another video.